Let's return to one of the big stories, this one about Santa. The organisers of a Nelson Christmas parade over the weekend have apologised after a Santa wearing a red korowai instead of a red hat and white beard took centre stage. But the Nelson Santa hasn't been the only one causing controversy. Back here in Auckland, Neville Baker was reinstated as Santa at the Farmers' Santa parade yesterday, just a week after he was sacked by organisers for inappropriate comments. The veteran Santa, who runs a Santa school, was initially dismissed after he said he wouldn't hire a woman as Santa. Late this afternoon, Mr Baker came in to talk about what makes a good Santa. I began by asking him what he thought about the situation in Nelson and if a Santa without a beard or a hat was acceptable.
To be honest, I didn't quite know what to make of it either. If I was standing there as somebody waiting for the parade and Santa to come along on the float, I'd wonder when it was coming.
So, to be clear, is it the suit that makes Santa? Do you have to have the beard? What are the essential elements of Santa?
I suppose it's what people conceive they want to see as Santa. If Santa is generally accepted as a big chap in a red suit, jovial sort of fellow, he's got a Santa hat on, Santa outfit, Santa boots, and he would be expected to have a beard because that's the traditional caricature, children's stories, everything that children expect to find.
Does it have to be a white beard? Has to be a white beard?
I would hope it's a bit of a white beard because Santa's an old man, you know. He's around 900 years, so I think the colour would have gone a long time ago.
Neville, it's a bit hot here in the summer, right? You know,
absolutely.
And this must be blistering. So what about some jandals? What about getting rid of the hat and the beard and just kind of, I don't know, a pair of red shorts,
you want me to shave?
And some jandals? Why can't that cut the mustard? Why can't that be Santa?
I can.
Right.
I can't. I won't shave just to make me look like a Kiwi Santa. But yeah, the board shorts, the colourful shirt, pair of jandals on the beach. But Santa's still got his hat and the traditional stuff that he's recognised by.
So who do you look for when you're hiring Santa?
Who do I look for?
Yeah.
I look for people that can generally convince young people that they are Santa. There's no point in putting someone into a role, anybody for that matter, that can't carry off what people expect to find.
So what's your position on...
Would you employ someone to act as Spider-Man that couldn't go up the side of a building?
I don't even know if Spider-Man can do that.
I know he can't, but it's conceived he can.
So what's your position on if a woman applies for Santa then? Where do you stand on that now?
No comment.
Why no comment? Are you being gagged? Are you being gagged, Neville?
No, I'm not being gagged.
Is Santa too chicken to say exactly what he thinks?
Santa's not a chicken.
Okay, so what if a woman applies?
What if a woman applies?
Yep.
There we go. What would you do if a woman applied to you? Would you... Let me ask you this.
I'm interested in what you reckon, Neville, because you're
if you
Santa.
wanted to have Santa at your Christmas party or your end-of-year drinks, what would you ask for? What would you expect?
Well, I'm curious what you would want, because this is what you do. You hire Santas.
I look after my clients.
Yeah, so what does that mean? You meet their expectations, and what do you think they generally are?
I have no idea.
So have you ever had a woman apply for the role of Santa?
I couldn't recall. I've been doing this a long time and met a lot of people, but I couldn't recall.
What about, has any of your clients ever asked for a female Santa?
Gee, I couldn't recall that either.
Okay. Shall you be Neville Baker for a split second? Have you come to an agreement over the situation over the Santa parade?
Have I come to an agreement?
Well, you were in it, so you must have. Do you have a little statement you could read for us, Santa? Or Neville, whoever's got that? I'm just picking. What's the agreed position? Is there one?
Is there one?
Yeah, is there one?
Okay, so you'd like me to make a statement in regard to the Farmers Santa parade
You got
that
it.
was on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy to do that.
Great.
If it was published, then I think you wouldn't need to ask me, but as it hasn't been, I will read the statement regarding why I was on the float.
Okay.
That's what you want to know.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay. Right.
Santa's
we go.
granting my wish.
This is a statement on behalf of Neville Baker and of my Santa and the Children's Christmas Parade Trust that runs the Farmers Santa Parade. The Trust has apologised for any misunderstandings that have arisen in relation to its statements concerning myself, Mr. Baker, and has now retracted those statements. The Trust is pleased to confirm that Mr. Baker has agreed to take up his role as Santa in the parade, which was yesterday. Does that answer your question?
It does. And is that have you?
That's it. That's
all.
That's it. That's it.
And is that by agreement that that's all you're going? That's all you can say on the matter?
That's right. That's what's been agreed.
Did Santa have some legal documents in his sack when he went to see these people?
Santa carries lollies. It's all about the children.
So you find it's resolved. Okay, that's all good and resolved. And just before we go, just confirm for us, what's your position on who can be Santa? Can women be Santa?
What I'm going to do is I have a lot of Santas out there.
Yep.
I'm going to talk to them all and see what we're going to be for our policy going forward.
Oh, okay.
Right, so I'd like to consult my Santas.
Right, so you're going to have a bit of a Santa conference?
Santa conference.
Get your heads together?
Yeah, that's right. Mrs. Claus will be in the chair and she'll rule the meeting, and all the Santas can...
How many Santas do you have about at the moment?
Running around at the moment, around 30.
Are any of them women?
I haven't checked the names. I don't get to meet a lot of them.
Okay, so the 30 people could get together and they might be all blokes and they'll decide whether women should be Santa or not. Is that how it's going to work?
No, everybody will have their say.
All the Santas? Plus
Absolutely.
anyone else, or just
And
all your Santas?
even Santa's helpers and Santa's elves.
Also, can we make submissions to Santa?
Yes, you're most
Okay.
welcome.
Interesting.
You write to us. Santa at the North Pole.
Pole. I was going to say North Pole. Oh, I'm a bit concerned that might not get to you.
It will definitely get to me.
Will you be Santa next year?
I'll be Santa every year.
Will you be Santa in the official parade next year in Auckland?
Let's see what happens next year. I don't even know if I'll be in Auckland next Christmas.
And that is Neville Baker, who was reinstated as Santa at the Farmers Santa Parade over the weekend.